Hello Team Zug, and today we're back with another unboxing review video. Today we're doing a video on this guy. Yes, we finally got him himself. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Gordon, or some people like to call him Big Daddy Gordon. Yeah, I decided to bring that little meme back because, well, why not? So yeah, basically doing a review on Gordon, which is really good actually. Out of all the All Engines Go characters out there, Gordon was the one I have been looking forward to the most. Well, for now at least, because know why? Because Gordon's push along model isn't out yet in the UK. Now you might be wondering, well, Team Zug, if it's not out yet, then why does Leokin Video have one? Well, to be honest, I have no idea either. I didn't know that. Well, basically, the push along Orange's Go Gordon hasn't not been, released publicly in the UK, while I think Australian got their push along Gordon's released first. Because here's a funny story. So, for a while when Orange's Go first came out, the US were the first ones to get their hands on the motorised Thomas and Percy, as well as the push along versions of Thomas, Percy, Nia, and Diesel. But then it kind of stopped for the US for a while because then around November and December they decided to release all the All Engines Go merchandising, specifically the motorised Thomas, motorised Percy, the push along Thomas, the push along Percy, the push along Diesel, the push along Nia. But this time they decided to release the push along Connor, the push along James, and the push along Carly early in the UK. So in the UK, we got the push along versions of Connor, James, and Carly first. We were also meant to get the push along versions of Hero and Kenji, but they ended up being pushed back to this year. So yeah, that's a fun fact. And yeah, Gordon looks, well, let's see what his end result would be. So yeah, enough talking, let's get him unboxed. Well, that was easier than I thought. Okay, now here is Gordon. Now, my first impressions of Gordon, he looks really good. Sort of. Now, the face is amazing. This looks just like what Gordon looks like in the show. So yeah, that's pretty cool. The wheels look really nice. And the tender is actually really good, actually. Yeah. Now, I'm going to talk about a few things that I just want to point out. If you look closely, my version of Gordon has a little chip on the lining, which is not really a big problem for me because you can hardly ever see it. And of course, I could always repaint it. This is like, it's not the first time this happened. I mean, my personal Connor has a chip on her side, and I didn't even do it that much. And my push along Heroes tender lining, well, the chassis tender lining, it's coming off, but it's not really a big deal. I could always just like paint them up. So yeah. Now let's talk about the tender again. Let's bring James's because I want to make a little comparison. Yep, they are the exact same mold. So here's Gordon and James's tenders. I just noticed that Gordon's number 4 is much bigger than James's number 5. I wonder what went wrong while they were trying to do James's number. Sorry about that. So yeah, here's Gordon's back, which is really nice. Despite it's just been a blank, but whatever. I also think I just want to point out that if you look closely, Gordon's nose is in a odd position, or is the mouth? Because if you look closely, the left or right side, I'm just going like this side, as you can see here, has more space than the other side. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Is that just with my model, or is that something with all the models of Gordon? I have no idea. So let's do some comparisons. Here's Gordon next to Thomas. And I gotta say, Gordon's a little bit bigger than Thomas, which is actually a good thing. I mean, Gordon's may look... I think Gordon's was a little convincing because people think, oh, Gordon's going to be the same height as Thomas. But when you put them both side by side, you realize that Gordon is longer than Thomas and without the tender. So that's pretty cool on Mattel's part. Now let's bring the push-along version of Thomas. So here's the push-along Thomas, next to the motorised Gordon, and it actually looks really, really good. Actually, it's really, really good. Like the length with Thomas and Gordon looks really, really nice. Actually, if I'm being honest, it looks just like what you'll see in the All Engines Go show. In the show, well, the All Engines Go. So that's pretty cool. So what's my final thoughts on Gordon? Well, he's actually a pretty decent model. Actually, sure, his buffers are not painted, but they're actually the correct shape of buffers for Gordon. I'm so glad they just didn't use the same buffer designs as some of the engines. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But my biggest gripe is the coupling between the engine and the tender, which is actually, it's not that big of a deal with Gordon, unlike James's. So yeah, I ranked this model a 9 out of 10. Really good model. I honestly recommend it. And while we're talking about Gordon, I also want to talk about him and James Tender. This is a custom idea for someone who wants to make those hopper trucks or ballast trucks that you see on the Little Western. I have this little idea-wise. Why not take the All Engines Go tenders and use it for hopper cars? That's actually an interesting idea. But it's just an idea though. So, this is Team Zug signing out. Peace out.